Hello, and thank you for joining me on Victory Independence. I have a video running right now on my VisionVictory channel about a possible systemic risk coming to the financial system in the next 5 days if the Federal Reserve has to disclose who they've made emergency loans to. Now, the Federal Reserve is not in the business of disclosing its secrets. It's a secretive banking cartel, and it's a private bank owned and run by its member charter banks in each district. Now, the Federal Reserve was sued by Bloomberg News, and I talked about this in my VisionVictory video, and Bloomberg won. And right now there's a judge who is telling the Federal Reserve that they need to disclose who some of these borrowers are for these emergency loans by August 31st. Now, if the Federal Reserve does this, what they're saying is it's going to cause significant damage to not only these individual banks, but to the U.S. economy. Now, of course, having so much done over the last year by the Federal Reserve and the Treasury Department, it's hard to imagine what could be so bad. I mean, $700 billion, what could be so bad? What could be worse than that? But I think it's I've never done one of these reports, so I don't even like doing this kind of thing, because I like reporting the news, the facts, making some predictions based on the data, and talking about preparedness. But I don't like doing these short-term things where you kind of hype people up and stuff. So I'm disclosing that right now. I'm not trying to be one of these guys who hypes you up and gets all speculative on you. I just want you to be aware of what's going on right now. And, in my own life, I am taking some small precautions. Now, you're also talking to a person who's taken, I'm fairly prepared pretty well, better than most people I know. And, but some small things that I'm doing this weekend is I'm going to make sure the cars are full. Many of you probably I keep my car full every day. Well, I don't always do that. I'm going to do grocery shopping this weekend. I normally don't do it till next week, until the first weekend of the month. I'm going to do it this weekend. So make sure I have fresh food and extra food in my cupboards, in addition to the long-term food storage I have. Now, why am I doing this? Is because if there is going to be real systemic risk, something that the Federal Reserve basically puts the economy, puts something in motion where when they have to disclose this information, they prove to the judge that you should not have forced us to do this, and here's what you get for doing it. I called it a temper tantrum in my last video. Now, if they do something where it caused a serious currency devaluation of the U.S. dollar, let's say 50% overnight, if they cause something where the banks may have to be closed down because, in fact, they're saying that the Federal Reserve is saying that this could cause depositors of these banks who receive these emergency loans to cause runs on the banks. So they're obviously talking about something huge, something systemic. I don't know if this is going to happen. Now, my gut tells me it's not. Because why? Because, typically anything that kind of gets built up is something that's going to change everything, and it's going to be on such and such a day. It never happens. And I don't even know if this is going to end up happening on August 31st, because, it could go to a higher court. Federal Reserve could just refuse to do it. So we'll see what happens. But please keep in mind, this is going on. And right now, unlike a lot of people, you're aware of this information, and you can do something with it. So if you're postponing, buying food supplies, if you're postponing buying some clothes that you needed or something, or new shoes that you may need in the future if something's difficult to attain, now's the time. Because right now your debit card works. Right now you can go to the bank and get cash. And I'm not saying, again, I really hate doing a video like this. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not saying I have credible information. I'm just saying the Federal Reserve is telling us that basically the economy is going to blow up if they have to disclose this information. The court is not budging as of right now, and they're saying they want that info out by August 31st. So take this information and do with it what you think is right. Thank you for joining me on the Victory Independence channel.